Howdy, Awesome Patty and the Soggy Bottom Bunch here. And I'm just back from the magical basement, where I was picking out some papers. Yes, because I'm working on my what? Oh, I'm sorry. It's right here. Where I'm working on my Everybody Needs a Rock journal. And I went to look for some papers to line the inside of the cover. And I brought back a few choices. I'm going to audition them, yes. And then we're going to get this project going. We're going to get the spine attached to the front and back cover. We're going to add some Tyvek, some fabric, some paper. It's going to start looking like a journal today. Are you working on a journal too? No pressure, no. Some folks have enough journals to journal in. Yeah, I know, I got enough journals to journal in. But I needed a new rock journal. Needed a new rock journal. And I just thought I would show some folks how I do that, how I change a children's softcover book into a junk journal. So I guess I'm ready to get started here. So come on along. Well, I had my choice of this fabric or this fabric. And I believe I'm going with this piece. It's wider. It's going to be easier to work with. Plus, I love this section up here with these olivey greens. I think that goes really nice. I am going to try to stay away from the brightest purple pieces, although purple wouldn't look too bad. But I want to get some of these light greens and dark greens in there. A little bit of purple, a little bit of orange is fine. So I'm going to go for mostly these greens right there. And now I have a stack of papers that I got at the flea market, including these Boy Scout ones. But look, this is a topographical map, and rock hounding is all about geology. I thought that would be interesting. And this one has some mountains in there. If I take out the Boy Scouts and just do this part. So those are possibilities. I love this one. I do. I love this one. And it kind of reminded me. Oh, is it? Yes, it is. It's the Oreo o'clock already. Reminded me of the drawings in the story. I know the colors are very bright. There's hardly any color in the story, but the lines that the artist used in the story, this kind of reminded me of it a little bit. I could put that on the inside of the cover. And then I don't know why I grabbed this. I think it was just the colors. Yeah, it was just the neutral colors, but there's only one. Oh, I know. Because there's that green one. There's this green one, and there was only one of these and one of these. And I thought they kind of went together. And this is kind of like satiny sheen to it. Oh, double-sided too. I don't think this one is, no. But I thought these two went together. And then this one had a lot of texture. And I thought it kind of, they made a trio here. Texture, and this one's embossed, and this one's satiny, and they're all kind of like green and neutral tones. I might save this to use in the journal. Maybe make some pages out of those. And I'm narrowing it down to this set or this set. I need two papers because I can't fit both covers on one. But I could get a nice mountain, a nice rocky mountain, and I could get a really nice piece of topographical map here. Or I could just go wild and crazy and put this on there. Oh, I have to look at it. I'm sorry. I have to audition it with the fabric. Yes, I have to audition it with the fabric. Ooh. Mm. Wow. See, it's got that little bit of yellow green in there. That is like crazy wild. Sometimes I do go crazy wild. Okay. Am I going to be bold or am I going to be conservative? See, this has got the orange in it. Oh, which goes with that other paper kind of, and the purple too. I could always use this inside the journal. I could always use this inside the journal. Definitely. It's always a process here on deciding what you want to use. Oh my. Is this too crazy? I know. The peeps tell me, go crazy, go crazy. But it would only go up to here, and then this would overlap it like about that much. And look at the purples in there, and the yellows and the greens. Okay, I'll do it. You convinced me. You convinced me. I know. I like the crazy combinations. I like the bright, bold colors. I like fun. Yes. Pretty and beautiful is usually at the bottom of the list. Yes. Pretty and beautiful are usually at the bottom of the list. Just want to check and make sure I'm cutting the correct size. Definitely awesome scraps. Don't throw that out. It's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. All right, I'm going to cut the other one. Okay, yes, it's going to go this way though. Nope. It's going to go this way. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Now, this is just paper, and this is cardboard. Maybe I will glue stick in the middle, but a little bit of tacky glue around the edge and see how that works. A little bit of tacky glue. And I'm going to use my finger tool to get that glue right to the edge. And I was going to put this way. The tacky glue also helps you slide it around a little bit to get it down right. Well, I didn't get that down perfectly even. I got it down possum perfectly even because possum perfect is slightly wonky. So we just trim it up. All right, so that's the back. And gonna do the same thing with the front. Get that down, get that pressed down on there. And check out this side. Oops. No problem. No problem. There we go. Now I've got the front and the back, and I double check them. Make sure they're right side up. And because the covers are 2 layers, I made the spine 2 layers, thin cardboard. And now this is going to go right here with a piece of Tyvek, which is a mailing envelope. It's flexible and yet very sturdy. One I cut to fit in this space here. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so that's the outside. I usually do the inside. Okay, you line those up. And for the Tyvek, I use Fabri-Tac. Any workable parts, movable parts, interactive parts when I journal. I use a little bit stronger glue because when Possum Patty glues something down, she wants it to stay down. It's a little short, but I think I knew that when I cut them. But that was the size of the piece, so I didn't want it to go to waste. All right, right away I flip it over because see that big gap? You don't want that big gap. You want just enough to stick like your thumbnail in and no wider. Just a thumbnail, and that is it. And this side, just the thumbnail in there. I need some big rocks. I need some big rocks to hold this down. Okay, I'll turn it over. Press it down from this side. I am going to snip the fabric. Oops. Oops. Oopsie. Oopsie. I like the frayed edge. I might make it a little bit narrower. Yes. I think it's just a little too big. Maybe right about there. Check this one more time. Looking pretty good. And let's see. It's hard to tell which side of this fabric is the right side. I think this side is. So do I want it to go this way? Well, I've got all these purples going into that purple there. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, it's going to go this way. No further discussion. I just used up my glue stick, so I'm going to open another one. This is my fave, Elmer's Craft Bond. But the glue stick doesn't always stick really well to the Tyvek. So even though I use the glue stick, I'm going to have to put a little bit of Fabri-Tac on there. Just place the fabric down. Okay, now I'm going to have to put glue stick because it's going to go further than the Tyvek. And on this side. I usually feel for where the bendy part is and just make a crease there. Get my fingernails right in there. Like that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. What a contrast from the outside of the cover to the inside of the cover. I know. It's all good. It's all good. I always have the fabric peek up a little bit. I don't know why, but that's just the way I do it. So on the outside, it's basically the same, except when I put the fabric, it's only going to come like right to the edge of that picture. Ta-da! And there's the cover. There's the cover. Oh, I like that. Yes, look how nice that is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, 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 yes. Good choice, good choice. A little wild when you open it up, but that's okay. I'm a little wild, right? I'm a little wild. My journal's a little wild. I'm going to glue this down like that. All right, so here comes the figuring part. Yes, we got to figure out where we're going to sew in the signatures. And this is going to be a little bit more complicated because I'm going to have two types of signatures. The center two signatures are going to be the story, which it's not going to take up very much room at all because see, they're very thin and I'm not going to be journaling on these pages. So they're going to go right in the middle and they don't need much room, no. So the first thing that I do is to take a piece of paper or cardstock or something and make it the exact size of the inside spine, like that. See in there? So when I close the cover, it fits exactly on that inside spine part right there. If you take it out, it's going to be a little bit smaller than the outside spine, see? They're not the same size anymore because now the inside, when you close it, you've got the width of the front and the back cover. So once I cut my piece of paper, cardstock, whatever you're using, that fits exactly in there, or as close as you can get it, I look and see the center. Now, I just happen to use a piece of leftover cardboard, so it doesn't fold as well. So I marked it with a ruler. If it's paper, you can just fold it in half and get the center, but I marked it with a ruler. And here's the center right there. And I drew the line all the way down. And because I'm putting the story in right there, that way, I came just a little bit to each side. Oh, just a couple of millimeters because I don't need much room for the signatures. No, for the story signatures. And I drew two lines down. And then I had this space left on each side. So I sort of kind of found like where the middle would be. It's not always going to be exact, but sort of in the middle. Because see, now I've got all this room for my journaling signature, and then there'll be the story, and then I'll have that much room for my other journaling signature. And there's the mourning dove. After I do that, I come down and I find the middle. If it's paper, you can fold it and crease it right in the middle. I just drew a line there. And then I like to come up from the bottom and the top. If you're using a pamphlet stitch, you need 3 holes for 2 big stitches. About an inch, 3/4 of an inch, a couple of centimeters down from the top and up from the bottom. And then I mark an X right where the cross lines meet the vertical lines, the horizontal lines and the vertical lines meet, because that's where I'm going to be punching my holes right there. And that's where my stitching is going to go. So now I have it all marked, and what I have to do now is put holes in this. Where's my board? Where'd I put my board? Got my board. Then I take my journal making kit, which is an old plastic box with a bunch of templates in it that I'll probably never use again. Oh, except for the little golden book ones. And a pokey tool, an awl, and another little plastic thing with a nail and a pin, and an upholstery needle and a needle threader. So, ooh, this needle I really bent all up. Where's the other one? And today I'm going to be using some embroidery floss to sew the signatures in. Not as good as wax thread. No, I wish I had some wax thread. I used it all up and never ordered anymore. And I really should order some. I think I said that the last time I was making a journal. I'm poking a nice big hole right where those X's are. Like that. Okay. Work carefully with your pointy tool. I'm going to bring the journal back. And let's see, I'm going to mark some holes. I want to make sure I've got this centered correctly. I think I'll line it up with the bottom. And I'm going to put a piece of tape there. I'm going to put a piece of tape at the top. It's okay if your signatures are a little wonky. If they're really wonky, they're kind of be hanging out the bottom of the journal. So slightly wonky is just fine. Okay, I need a pen. Maybe I could use this one. And I have to mark all the holes on the spine. All right, let's peek and see how that went. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. All right, you need this for the signature, so don't lose this part. And now I'm going to poke all of these holes right through both layers of fabric. You got 2 layers of fabric, 2 layers of Tyvek, and 2 layers of cardboard. Yeah. Just make sure I can see the holes on that side. Now, I'm going to take the back signature and open it up to the middle. I don't want to tape this to the book, so maybe I can clip it on. And I need to use the row of holes that are just to the right of the center there. So I'm going to line up that line that I made right there. I could have used the clips on the journal, right, instead of the tape. Oh, you know what? I got to line it up with the bottom. Remember which part you lined up, and I did line this up with the bottom. So I'm going for the center right there. Get that line right on the center. And I'm going to mark them. And then check it. Looks good. Looks good. Poke my hole. Make sure it goes all the way through. Okay. Yeah. Might as well do all my hole poking right now. Now this is the front signature, so I want the left of the center line there to line up. Oh, I started at the bottom. Line that up down there. And line it up here. Draw my holes. Check and see if they're in the center. I don't know. I think I'm off a little bit, but we'll see. Oh, not bad. Okay, great. Sometimes you might want to put a clip on the pages when you poke the holes. Hold them together. Now, go back to my cover. Now, most folks use a thread that's like 1, 2, 3 I go a little bit more because I never know how much of a dangle I want to have. And I know I took out my needle and thread here there. I should be using my needle minder, which is right here. Some stuff out of the way. Now, decisions. Do I want the thread to dangle in the center? No, I want it to dangle on the outside. So I'm going to start in the center. And I'm coming into the second row from the left there. This is the back signature. And I'm going to pull my thread and leave the dangle like that. And then I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to come up through the middle. Make sure I'm in the correct line of holes there. Make sure I still got my dangle going. Yep. And then I'm going to come all the way to the top in that same line of holes. Go through the top. And back to the middle. And when you go back to the middle, you want to make sure you do not catch the thread that's already there. And when you come out, you want to be on the opposite side. Come on. There we go. Of the other thread that's there like that. Take your needle off, put it on the needle minder. Okay. Check one more time that the stitches in the middle are nice and even, and flip it over and make sure everything here is nice and smooth. Pull it pretty tight. Get one of the fairies to put their finger on the knot for you so you can get it nice and tight. And I make 1, 2, 3, and I trim it down to there. And that's all there is to sewing in a signature. And this line of holes will be for the journaling signature. And so I'm going to put the front signature in right there. And there you have it. The cover is all together and the story signatures are sewn in. And now it's ready to do the journaling signatures. I'm going to leave everything right here on the table. My tools and my board and my journal. These are all crumbs for tomorrow. Yes, all I have to do is grab some paper to make the journaling signatures with and get those sewn in, and then this will be ready to go. I think I'm going to use some of my 8.5 by 11 colored cardstock. I've got a bit of that and I hardly use it for anything. Yes, shop to stash, use what you have. So yeah, I think I'm going to use some of that up. So I'll grab some colors tomorrow and I'll put them together and make some pages and signatures. And yeah, I'll come back and sew them in with you. And then this journal will be ready to go. Thanks for coming along today. Happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.